was I went with my buddy Hunter and his friend on the weekend, and there was this old wise tale that you could do what's called a Yahoo. So on the corner of Magnolia and Gilmore Springs, there was a Circle K. Mm-hmm. And I was told that the clerk would allow for you to go into the store, put $20 on the table or on the counter. Well, get your beer first. So you get your case of beer, Natty Lights.
Oh my God.
You go to the counter, you put your $20 there, and then you run out. And when you go out the door, you yell Yahoo. So I did that because my Hunter had a broken foot at the time from riding dirt bikes.
Oh God.
So he was the driver. And you know what we drove? Because we didn't have vehicles yet. We had our permits. We drove my mom's car.
Wait a minute.
We stole it.
Oh my God.
At 1 in the morning. Yeah. So we stole my mom's car. We show up to the Circle K. My friend Hunter has the car backed up.
Oh God.
I put the $20 on, run out. The clerk starts chasing me out of the store, yelling, "Come back, come back." It just so happened there's an undercover cop driving down Greenville Springs Road.
God, of course.
He sees us and thinks that I'm robbing the store.
Oh,
so he pulls in and pulls his gun out on his hood and points it at me.
No.
Says, "Freeze, get on the ground, get on the ground."
Seriously? I never heard this part.
So I drop the beer and like immediately like freak out, and he puts my hands on the hood and handcuffs me.
Oh, you poor thing.
and then pulls the other two people out of the car and makes us all sit in front of the car and starts questioning us. What were y'all doing? Yeah, and I'm 15.
Oh my God. Was Hunter a little bit older? That's why he drove? Or he just knew how to drive the car?
Well, we had permits. We knew how to drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. That is so freaky. How did you feel? Did y'all like talk at all when like?
No, we were all crying, all three of us.
Of course.
Yeah, in 9th grade. So he made us call my mom, and he made us call all of our parents to come pick us up. So I called my mom. I was like, "Hey, I need you to come pick me up. I'm over here and I'm crying." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, okay." So like she hangs up. Well, she gets back on the phone and she's like, "James, where's my car?" And I'm like, "Oh, and by the way, I stole you. I took your car."
Your poor mom.
Yeah. So she had to get a ride from Darren, and he drove her to come pick her car up.
And they weren't living together, I'm assuming, at that point.
I don't think they were living together at this time, no.
But she called him, and then they went to go pick you up?
Mm-hmm. At like 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my first actual labeling of being a rebellious, break the law child.
Yeah.
So my parents knew, and then all the parents at Central knew. So I left shortly after that.
Did Hunter and your other friends stay?
Yeah, they stayed at the school. The police officer said, "You guys are banned from the Circle K. We're not going to put you through the court system.
Really?
You can't ever step foot in here. If you come in this Circle K again, you will be arrested."
Didn't we go in there? No, I'm just kidding. Didn't you take me there on our first date?
Jeez.
How did your dad handle that situation?
I honestly don't even remember. Anything that had to do with like disciplinary stuff, my mom handled it mainly. My dad would like ground us.
But not like...
After I snuck out, I started sneaking out more. Like I snuck out at his house and he would ground me. He grounded me once when I snuck out at his house and made me like clean out the shed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess your mom was more of that to you guys then, huh? Or you and your brother, the disciplinary.
Yeah. So
how was the transition from Central to the next school? Real quick, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. This is school number 5.
Yep, school number 5 and my final school for my middle school, high school education.
Yeah.
So I transferred to Denham Springs because my friends who were work colleagues, kids, went there. Chris Coffey was somebody that I spent the weekends on with at my dad's house. And then George, or Colke, was also somebody that I grew up with who was a Percival.
Yeah.
So they both went to Denham Springs High School, and that's where I ended up transferring to in 10th grade.
In 10th grade?
Yep. So I finished out 9th grade at Central, and then I went to 10th grade at Denham.
I don't think I realized. I thought you went there in 11th grade. But okay. So how was it transitioning there? Was it an easier transition since you knew a couple of people there? Or was it kind of similar to Central? Like you didn't have classes with your friends?
No, the first day, like Chris, because I spent every weekend with Chris and Kolke. So
oh, really?
the first day
Yes.
I told them that I was going, and they were like, "Oh, hell yeah!" Chris played football, so he was like, in the cool kids crowd, the jocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kolke skated with me like all throughout like middle school and stuff. So like I had this separate friend group just on the weekends that was strong. So the first day, I remember Chris brought me into the lunch cafeteria and was like, "Hey, what's up, James?" And he started introducing me to people. And he was like, "Hey, this is Libby. She's the one with the big tits." Yeah, and she was sitting right there. And
what did she do?
She was just like, and I was,
tits were everything in that time, in like the early 2000s and stuff.
Yeah, like I remember Chris giving his girlfriend like nipple twisters, and I was like, what are y'all doing? This is so weird.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Yeah, so like that was my introduction to Denham. And then I just started meeting a lot of people, but I mainly hung out with kids that skateboarded, Chris, Kolke.
So this is when the parties began then? Because you were talking about a party, and I assumed it was at Central. So this is when you would start doing parties at the White House in Denham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I started throwing parties and kind of becoming like the party advocate in 10th grade.
So it didn't take you long to become like more popular and
I started drinking beer and alcohol in 9th grade. And then by 10th grade, I was like throwing keg parties. And
how do y'all find this? Like, I never understood that, and I was so sheltered. How did you guys find this stuff? I guess the parents of all these
kids' parents would buy it for them. Yeah, there were certain kids' parents in public school that would just buy it for them because they like didn't want them going doing something illegal trying to get it.
Aw. During that time, what kind of carried you through high school? What was something that you were into other than the skateboarding and the parties here and there? I know you said you worked out in ninth grade at Bethany, right?
Yeah, so I took a workout class at Bethany, and that was probably like one of the best like things that I learned from there, and I carried that throughout high school. It like really kept me grounded. So in 10th grade, I decided that I wanted to change my look up, and I wanted to get bigger because I was real skinny up until 10th grade. I skateboarded a lot. So I took what I learned in the workout class, and I began to work out a lot every day after school. I joined Spectrum Fitness, and me and my friend Kolke and my friend Ryan would work out.
Oh, really? Ryan too?
Mm-hmm. And I put on probably like 25 pounds of muscle by taking a pro hormone. So I took a pro hormone, which, and I studied about all this stuff. So I basically boosted my hormones for like 30 days, which caused me to put on a lot of muscle mass. And then I took an estrogen blocker after, so that my estrogen levels wouldn't spike. And then I retained the muscle.
Nobody taught you about this?
No, I would research, and I'd ask people, and I'd read a lot of like workout fitness magazines and stuff. So,
and that was all just from the one class you took, and you just kind of kept up with it and continued to do research on your own?
Yeah, because I think I just wanted to be respected by people, and I think I wanted to also prove that I wasn't like this wimpy Christian kid.
Yeah.
Because like all the Christian kids never worked out. They were like really skinny and nerdy, and unless they were in sports, and then they didn't do it like that efficiently.
No, but yeah,
But like I worked out like extremely hard. Like I got really big to where people are like, "Oh my gosh, like is that James DuPont?"
Oh wait, no, that's my story. That's my story. You're getting into it. Stop. Yes, somehow I saw him, but we aren't there yet, guys.
So I started throwing parties more. I at the age of 16, I lost my virginity at Gulf Shores on a vacation with my mom and friends, and it was just in my truck. I didn't know what sex was. I just followed my natural instincts, and like just found some random person, and then I went in and was like, "Hey guys, guess what? I just lost my virginity."
Oh my god.
And they were like, "No way, dude, no way, you did," like, you know. So I was like one of the youngest probably in my friend group in 10th grade. Yeah.
Tell me about your first love.
So I know that we're in love.
Oh, stop. No, tell me about your high school first love.
So my high school first actual real relationship that was longer than a week was with a girl named Holly. This was like the third person that I had sex with, and the only person that I had a meaningful relationship with. The other two were like one night stands. The second one was like at a wakeboarding school, and it was like just with some random girl at the school. So like, and I never saw her again, didn't get her number. I was just trying to like learn because nobody taught me anything. So Holly like was my first long-term relationship, and she was in 12th grade. I was like going into 11th grade. We were like 1 year apart. And
how did y'all meet? Did y'all have a class together or something?
No, we met like after a football game, and same kind of situation as when I was younger. Like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute, and so like we just
Really?
started. Yeah, we just started talking. But Holly was like the second person that introduced me to like things outside of like my world that I had never experienced before. Like what an actual loving relationship was like, I had never seen.
Yeah.
So like she actually cared about me, like bought me gifts, like burned CDs for me, and like she like taught me and showed me what like love music was like outside of Christian music.
What was one of the first songs that came to mind when you said that?
Like Marvin Gaye. Yeah. And Nelly.
Really?
Yeah. So
more pop.
Yeah.
Or like R&B.
Yeah. So like that kind of music. And then Taylor Swift. So that was like my first relationship. And then we dated for like maybe 6 months or so. And I started hanging out with her friends who were older. And so they were all 18. And so I got a fake ID and I started going out. That's when I started going and learning about bars. And like, so I had my first fake ID at 17.
How did you get
And we'd go to the Texas Club. I got it from another senior in the class that looked like me. There was somebody that looked like me, and I approached him. I was like, hey man, I'll give you $100 if you go get another ID and let me have this one.
No, you're so smart.
Yeah. So I had to memorize his birth date. I had to memorize his address, because when we would go into the Texas Club, they would ask you, what's your birth date? Just random. And I'd have to say it. Or what's your address? And the first couple of times I learned by getting kicked out because I didn't know it.
No.
And they'd be like, oh, this is fake. And so they'd take the ID. So I'd have to go back and give them another $100 to get a new one. Yeah, I did that several times. And so I started going out with her friends. And then it started getting towards the end of the year, and Holly was like valedictorian of her class.
Really?
Yeah, she like went on to be like a dentist or a doctor or something like that. And so I was like this just like punk kid. I didn't play sports. Like I partied. That's all I did. And so I was like muscular and big and stuff, but like I didn't have anything going for me academically. My grades were like terrible. So I think what happened at the end of the year, she was about to go off to college, and she was like, I kind of got to break this up. And so they did it, her and her friends like did it in a way that like they went to spring break with like just her friends. And then like somehow let me like find out that there were boys there, and the boys like were sleeping in the beds with them. And so I just assumed that she was cheating on me.
Yeah.
So out of like spite, I went on spring break and just slept with like the first person I could find. And I was with my friend, Nick. So her friends called me up and were like, hey, if you don't tell Holly what you did on spring break, like we are. Yeah. I remember her friend Allison told me that.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being blackmailed.
Yeah, for real. Like, what
and so I called Holly up and I told her, and I was like, hey, I have something I need to tell you. So I told her, and she broke up with me.
Yeah.
So she like gave me back the box of like all the things I gave her, and we met like at the Starbucks parking lot in Watson. And I sat in my truck and like I cried, and she was like, it's just not going to work. We've got to break up. And I was like, heartbroken.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And because I had never had any relationship more than like a week or two.
How long did that last for you, just getting over that? Do you remember?
So my response to that was like retaliation. So instead of sinking into depression, I developed anger.
Really?
And hatred towards like girls. And so I made it my goal to like, I met my friend like right after the breakup, Christian. We started like a competition where we would tally mark like the amount of people that we slept with on the back of our IDs. So like by the end of 11th grade, I'd like filled up the back of my ID card. Yeah. And we were all proud of it. And so I kind of became known from then on as the high school man whore.
Really?
Yeah. And so like I didn't have any relationships after that. People didn't want to date me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just angry, and like, so I just had a bunch of one night stands with people.
Yeah.
And I was like extremely hurt by all of it.
I'm sure it made you feel like insecure too.
Yeah. But Holly did upkeep her image. She'd agree to go to prom with me. We broke up.
My God.
We broke up at spring break. And May was like, prom was in May, and it was her senior prom, and we had already like agreed to go together. And so she went to prom with me, and we went to the after party, and we slept together one last time, and that was it. She never talked to me again after that.
Oh my God.
And
goodbye.
Yeah, I felt like a used, like just a used dirtbag. And
oh my God.
And so I became very angry after that, and started partying more. When I met Christian, is whenever I started smoking weed.
With smoking weed, I know that you began to sell it. So what led you to get to that place?
I really actually didn't get into selling drugs until I got expelled. 12th grade, I was starting my senior year. I was about to graduate. I was excited. We were like 3 months into the school year. I had a pretty good friend basis. And my brother was like, hey, can you bring me to school early today? I have a project to do. And we would smoke weed together like before school and stuff. But like that day, he like told me he had a project. And so I brought him to school. So I was in 12th grade. He was a freshman. And so about my third class in, I hear a knock on the door. I was in English class. And it's 2 police officers and my principal. Yep. No. And they're like, we need to see James DuPont. And my stomach just sunk.
How embarrassing. Or just like, damn.
Yeah, it was. And I like didn't know what was going on. As they walking me to the office, they said, we found that your brother came late today, and that his eyes were bloodshot, and he smells like weed.
Oh my God.
And he told us when we asked him that he rode with you to school. Yeah, he was high. He just rode with my brother.
My brother brought me.
Yeah. So of course they're like, we have to search your car now.
Oh no.
Yep. So they searched my car, and I didn't have any weed in there. But they found enough seeds, stems, and like broken pipes that they were able to give me a misdemeanor.
Jeez.
And expel me.
Oh God. I know the story, but still, like, it's still like, ugh.
Yeah.
So how did that shift everything
Well,
for
this
you?
was the second time that I was publicly labeled as being like a bad kid, and this time there was drugs involved. And so
Yeah.
after that, I wasn't allowed to hang out with any of my friends because their parents found out. Because we're
Christian, Ryan,
Christian,
Coke.
yeah, none of them really. Well, Colke, I was still able to hang out with, but I stopped hanging out with Colke after once I started partying more hardcore. Colke stopped really hanging out with me because I was going in a different direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was only able to, I got expelled my senior year. I was 17. I was only able to hang out with other people that got expelled or people who graduated. So I started hanging out with, again, the same person, Nick. So we would just go to bars, and he's the one that introduced me to like ecstasy, and we would take Adderall and we'd snort it, and then we'd drive like all night and listen to like techno music. So after doing that for a couple weeks, months, my parents were like fed up with me going and gone all the time because I would just sneak out every night. I moved out. I remember grabbing my mattress and putting it on top of my 1999 Isuzu Rodeo, and I didn't even know what a ratchet strap was, so I just held it with my arm.
Oh my God.
And I drove down to Walker South, where him and I had a trailer that his mom rented us, and I didn't even have to pay rent. I don't know if he did either, but we had to fix up the camper and we could live in it. After like 3 weeks, he kicked me out because we got into an argument. Yeah. And
Do
he
you
was
remember
like,
what it was about or no?
it was about girls. He had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend, and something. It was always arguments about girls with him. We were both broke, so I'm pretty sure he was like paying for my food sometimes. You know, like we
You
were
didn't
just
have a job during that time?
no job when I first got expelled. I slept with a girl who was in college, who was smart, and she took my test to get my diploma, and
No.
and I ended up going to BRCC.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't cool.
Okay.
I was a loser. I couldn't take the test to get my
I
diploma.
thought it was giving you a chance.
No. And so I went to BRCC, but I was
It
partying.
not cool.
I was partying so much that I
Really, still?
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. This
with
is when I was with
Nick
Nick. Nick would bring me to school because I didn't have a car.
Really?
Yeah. I think for some reason my car was broken down, so he'd bring me to school and drop me off, and I was just failing because I was partying so much.
Yeah.
So I flunked out of my first semester at BRCC and just didn't go back.
So, like, after you guys got in a fight, or the arguments kept happening, did you stay with them, or did you go back home, or what was that like for you?
We got in a fight, and then after that, I pretty much jumped from couch to couch for like a year or two.
Do you remember, like, who you stayed with?
Yeah, so I went, by then my buddies had graduated and they went to college. And I spent the summer like sleeping at my friend Jude's place. I was jumping from place to place, not really having anywhere to go because I was too ashamed to go home. I was way far gone.
Yeah.
I had like gotten my first tattoo, which my dad said tattoos were a sin. I had my ears pierced, which my dad didn't. He didn't like ear piercings. I listened to rap music. I was like out, doing my thing, and I didn't care what he thought anymore. So like he didn't want anything to do with me, and
So
I didn't.
you didn't talk
I
to
didn't
him
talk
at
to
all?
my dad. Like once I left my mom's house, I didn't even leave his house. He just stopped talking to me.
Really?
Yeah. He would only talk to me like if I would come to his house, or if I called him and I needed help, he would come help me.
Yeah?
Like if I got in a real low spot.
Yeah.
I ended up going to Southeastern, not for school, but just to stay with my friend Christian, and that's where I met my friend Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam was like a lot like me. He didn't really care too much about like doing hardcore drugs and like my other friend Christian and like his buddies started doing hardcore drugs, and like me and him would just work out together because I continued to work out all throughout
you
high
did?
school, even after I got expelled.
Yeah.
We both got an apartment together. We got jobs, waiting tables, and we started working out twice a day, every day. And our goal was to become like fitness models or bodybuilders, whichever came first.
That's so funny. So where did you guys work during that time?
We worked at a place called The Creole. It was like off of Highland. It was a new restaurant that opened.
So how long did y'all stay there?
We didn't stay at The Creole too long, maybe like 6 months or so, because I was working out a lot, and all of a sudden I wrecked my motorcycle and I broke my collarbone.
Oh God.
And so I ended up having to leave my apartment, and I had to move back in with my dad because I couldn't like take care of myself.
How come you didn't go to your mom's house?
Because my mom like nagged the shit out of us, and her life at home was so unstable. We'll talk about that next episode. But yeah, I moved to my dad's because it was close to where I was working off Highland. And I just like continued to work out.
Even with a broken collarbone?
Yeah, I would go do legs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd do legs every other day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then once after like 4 or 6 weeks, my collarbone healed a little bit, and I started working on my upper body again.
Ouch.
I did want to talk about, after I wrecked my motorcycle, I didn't have a car. And Adam introduced me to this girl named Destiny. And Destiny was somebody who was also expelled or not in school, and she worked at Hooters. And that was my second relationship. And so she had a car and she had her own apartment. And so I started staying with her, and we started dating. And that was like my attempt at like continuing to party but not having to live with my dad.
Yeah.
So she told me that she was on birth control and that she wouldn't get pregnant, and I didn't need to use like condoms or anything. So we stopped using condoms, and after like 2 months, she like came to me and was like, I'm pregnant. Yeah. And she tried to make it like something that was exciting.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this like isn't the person that I want to be with.
Yeah.
She brought me to meet her parents, and her parents lived in like a little small like camper with like her brother, and they were like clearly on like drugs, like meth. And they were telling me like, oh, you guys can get married, and like, you know, you can have the baby and we'll help you and stuff. And I was like, no, like this like is not what I want. I was in the middle of like trying to go become an actor or a model in California. That's like what my
you've been traveling.
I hadn't traveled yet at this point. So she I found out after a couple weeks that she had a boyfriend before me, and she had gotten pregnant and was really excited about having the baby and lost it like midterm or something. And so what she had done was manipulated me into getting her pregnant because she wanted to have another child. Yeah. And so I told her, I said, hey, if you don't get an abortion, like I'm going to leave you and I won't be with you. And I basically like manipulated her back because I was like so afraid. Yeah. And I didn't understand like how, you know, girls really got pregnant either, because I never had a talk about that. So like Holly almost got pregnant, and I gave her a plan B that I found out from a friend because I was like freaking out, but never talked to my parents about any of this stuff. Yeah. Because like I couldn't, if they knew I had sex with a girl, that was going to be the end of it, you know? So the way I dealt with the baby with Destiny was I told her she had to have an abortion or I wouldn't be with her. Yeah. And then I took her to the abortion clinic, and when she got out, she was just like a different person. Oh yeah. And our relationship like fell apart after that. I think she cheated on me with somebody because she like hated me after that. And I felt like a total like piece of crap.
Yeah.
So I moved out of Baton Rouge, out of Denham Springs. I moved to New Orleans, and I was like, here I go again. I got to do a fresh start.
Yeah.
So I went to live with my grandma in New Orleans, and I went to bartending school, which I did good at bartending school.
Yeah.
And I got a good job, registered for college, was going to business college at Delgado, and got my own apartment. And I was doing like pretty good. And then I decided that I wanted to do modeling. And so I had professional photos taken, and I posted them online underneath casting agencies. And that's whenever I had somebody reach out to me. And this guy's name was Will. And that's whenever things got real bad.
Dang. Wait, are you stopping it here?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So next week, we'll talk about my early 20s and what happened from there.
Yeah. That was really in depth, and like I've heard these stories, but they still like it's an emotional journey what you went through, you know. So is there anything that you want to, or that you hope that the listeners take away from this?
Really what I'm trying to highlight through my story is a lot of vulnerability, so that you can see how religion and hiding the things from me that were in the world actually caused me to develop a desire to have those things. And because I was so sheltered my whole life and couldn't make decisions for myself, I had no moral compass.
Yeah.
And so I would put myself in bad circumstance after bad circumstance after bad circumstance because I had no good judgment.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn things constantly the hard way because of how sheltered I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that that's just the way of the church nowadays. I still see people to this day like trying to raise their family like in the country, away from like society, so that they don't see gay people or criminals, or like keeping your kids from seeing any bad thing is not doing justice.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually causing them to grow up and be extremely curious about those bad things,
Or also hateful.
And have no judgment, and then make all the bad decisions that you didn't want them to.
Yeah.
So because Christians are raising their kids out of fear of the world, they're actually becoming like the world, or they're becoming like robots that have no ability to think for themselves and just continue to follow the family's doctrine.
Yeah.
And those people are viewed as the good people. They just have no opinions of their own.
Yeah. Which is scary.
Yeah.
It sounds like some history that we've been through as Americans in the past.
Yeah, whenever I do my channel with the V, we're going to go into the history.
Yeah.
We still got some stuff to set up for that podcast, but yeah.
That side of things.
So the reason why we are burning this is because people need to understand that your past is in the past, and there's nothing that you can do to bring it up. And so we're sharing this stuff with people so that they can see that once you share what's in your past, there is no shame, there is no condemnation, there is no guilt, or there is no hard feelings towards it. There's only freedom. And being okay with your past is the key to being able to be a free spirit, because no one can then hold it against you.
Yeah. And that's when we clap.